Alright guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the 4-3 under odd formation. We're going to be looking at it. This is the Raiders playbook. It's only in the Raiders playbook. I apologize. I had a brain fart for a second. So yeah, we're going to be looking at linebacker cross 3 press out of 4-3 under odd. Now, all we're going to do here is shift our D-line to the right, base align, crash our D-line down. And then from here, what we're going to do is go ahead and put Thomas in a hook zone and throw Casillas right here into a flat. And we're going to get on Jackson back here. And as you can see, we come screaming through the A gap. Now, this is very, very simple to set up. You don't even have to get off the strong safety with the new hot routing system. As you can see, we come screaming again. Now let's go ahead and use our another setup for the same play. Shift our D-line to the right, base align, crash our defensive line down. Now we're still going to put this defensive end in a flat. This time we're going to put our middle linebacker into a hook. And we're going to leave this guy right here blitzing. You want him over that guard though. If he starts moving around, it can mess you up. And as you can see, we get the A gap that way. So let's do that again. Shift our D-line to the right, base align, crash the D-line down. We're putting Casillas in coverage. I'm going to drop a hook right here. Or you can, man him up on somebody if you want. Up to you. That time we get the B gap. And the thing about switching up which linebacker you blitz is it makes it harder for the D line to adjust to what you're doing. So now I'll go ahead and take Beeson. I'll man him up on Gronk, because that's probably their main target from this formation anyway. That time and that's what'll happen when it does get picked up. Let's go ahead and show you. When it does get picked up, as you see, the A gap comes and this guy finally reacts at the last second, right? And the reason that happens is basically that linebacker is a little bit too close to the line and it doesn't hold him long enough. But what happens is the linebacker loops through the A gap and you still get the pressure. So even when it comes through sending forward, even when the A gap from the D line gets picked up, you still got a middle linebacker flying through the A gap. Now, we can also shift our D-line to the right, crash it down, base align. And then from here, go ahead and throw Casillas in his flat. And you can leave the crossfire blitz, just like this, to send 5. Now, actually, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. We can base align, shift the D-line right, crash the line down, hot blitz the linebacker on the left, and then put Casillas in his flat, and you're sending 5 still right here. You got a hot blitz him. I apologize about that. I forgot about that. But that's just having an extra rusher just in case. We can also shift the D-line right, base the line, crash the line down, and literally do nothing else. And have this crossfire blitz. And now no matter what they do, you're getting pressure from somewhere. And that time we end up getting both linebackers looping around. Usually you'll get the B gap with that, along with the linebacker looping around. We can also just crash the line down and put Thomas here into a flat zone. Leave Beeson rushing. And try to get that B gap, as you see right there. But to me, the best way to do it is our original 4-man setups. Either having one or the other rushing. Because even when it gets picked up, you got coverage. And right there, we actually had the middle linebacker looping in as well. But this is a very, very consistent blitz. It's pretty easy to set up. The only thing that messes it up is linebackers moving around on their own. And more times than not in the game, you're going to get the A gap. If not, you're going to get the B gap. If not, you're going to get A gap from the linebacker. So somebody's coming. And then, like I said, you can go ahead and shift the line, base the line, crash the line down, hot blitz the linebacker on the left, and send 6, just like this. And you're going to get something really, really quick from somewhere, no matter what they do. Now, as far as adjusting this play, there's different ways that I'll set this up. If I see that it's strong to the formation is strong to the left, like it is right now, I got the slot and the wide receiver out there. What I'll do is I'll drop this guy into a flat and I'll hook Casillas, or I'll leave this guy in his hook zone over here, right? Let me go ahead and reset the play. I'll leave this guy in his hook zone. Then I'll do the flat here, and I'll man up Thomas on somebody like that, like on the slot. And that's if the formation's strong to the left side of the field. Now, I probably messed up the blitz when I reset everything, but this is more about your coverage and stuff like that, what I'm doing. If they're abusing like a streak to say LaFell, say their lob streak person is LaFell, pretend that's Calvin Johnson over there or something. We'll leave Thomas rushing, and we'll take Beeson and man him up on LaFell. Or we'll drop Beeson in the deep zone, and we'll take Jackson and man him up on LaFell. Then at the snap, we'll just go along with the play and run with LaFell and wait for them to try to lob that up. The other thing we can do, say their lob streak guys over there on the left. What we'll do here is we'll drop a flat. We'll go ahead and take Thomas and man him up on Edelman. And we'll get here on Jackson. So if they try to throw that up, they got 2 guys coming. And let's go ahead and look at that. As you can see, we're flying through the gap. So they're just going to lob that up and go for the spectacular catch. But look at our linebacker who was manned up on him. Edelman makes the catch, but he gets smacked. And so basically what happens is you got a guy over the top of him, and then you got the guy coming underneath that's just going to smack him. So, I mean, you're rushing 4. So, I mean, you're basically, it's just like you call it a base coverage. And once you get used to the new hot routing system, I mean, it's going to be really easy for you to do, you know. So, as far as dropping people, and then, you know, if I wanted to, I could drop a hook right there from the defensive end instead of a flat. And once you get used to this defensive hot route system, man, it's gonna be fine. And it's set up with to cover LaFell now if he goes on his lob streak. So let's go ahead and look at that. And also, guys, pass committing is a big deal too. And I couldn't even get the throw off. Let's try that again. And actually, let's back up a bit just so I can get the throw off. And as you can see, we're all over there. And that time the pressure actually got picked up. So that was the perfect scenario for what we wanted to show. And that time Beeson didn't get out there quick enough. And to avoid that, if you're really quick, if my D lineman would move, we can man up this guy right here on him and leave Beeson over the middle. I mean, there's all different types of coverage adjustments you can do, but it's all up to you. We could even, if we wanted to, man up this safety on him and drop Beeson deep. Throw a flat right here. And now we're going to have to use a Beeson and try to get deep here to cover the deep middle. So, I mean, if it's somebody that's really fast over there, like say they got Perriman, you're going to want to do the safety. Or you could leave Beeson rushing and throw Thomas in the deep zone. And then you could even use a Collins if you wanted to. And as you can see, I mean, it's coming quick. But yeah, guys, I mean, there's so much that you can do with this. And then also, if they're killing you with inside zone, our setup with this, like this, hot blitzing the linebacker on the left. And then you could even, if you wanted to, you could bluff blitz Casillas. Bluff blitzing safeties makes them play better on the versus the run, by the way, because they'll come forward first. Now they come with inside zone, and they're going to have to try to stretch it out wide, and there's not really going to be nowhere to go. And running up the middle against this is pretty much impossible. We could also just blitz Beeson down. See that inside zone, we start getting out wide, and that safety came right down to blow that up. So it's actually a decent run defense as well. Let me see if we got a toss in here. Okay, we got HB toss out of the Twins, which is a very, very popular play. Okay, so we got linebacker cross three press. We're going to base a line, shift our D-line to the right. We're going to set it up the same way we normally would. The only difference is this time we're going to go ahead and re-blitz Beeson. And then, like I said, you can bluff blitz safeties or whatever. I like calling press. Make sure you call press last. Now they go ahead and run that toss. And we're going to get out there and make them cut it upfield. That's pretty much how you're going to have to defend the toss this year. If you see a Twins formation like this, however, you can bluff blitz this corner. So now since I have bluff blitz this corner and I go ahead and blitz down Beeson, or actually we could just bluff blitz Beeson if we wanted to. They go out. That corner's already in position to knock that to make a play on that. I mean, that bluff blitz right there made a big difference. You could even, you know, instead of doing a hook, do a deep blue with Beeson, and he'll defend it a little better than if he was in a hook for whatever reason. Then go ahead and call press, bluff blitz Rogers Camardi out here. Like I said, if you've got Twins. And then as you see, I mean, they're not going nowhere with that. Then say they tried to hot route to go ahead and flip the way they were running this, and we had the same setup, blitzing Thomas over here, or putting him in a deep zone, for instance. We could bluff blitz Collins, like we've been doing. We're anticipating it going to the right, but if they go left, they're going to have a little more blocking, but we're going to be there. So this is a really, really good setup to stop pretty much everything. And then say, you know, they're going to try to throw the ball. and we got our setup here. Say we got bluff blitzers back here to defend the run and one over here to defend the run. That B gap's still screaming. So, you know, say they're hitting you with a lot of play action. You got your bluff blitzers because you're expecting, you know, them to try to run this. Make sure you pass commit. Look at that. Good night.